welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another quick take reality star celebrity news edition. Well, y'all, it appears we have a bit of a plot twist in regards to the Zodiac and Biermann divorce. So why don't we just go ahead and get into this quick take, because at the end of the day, we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to be actually going through a couple of article sources in order to get a hopefully fuller picture of what is currently going on. And as we know that when it comes to Zodiac and Biermann, things are just forever changing and evolving. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Now, according to the New York Post, it shares that Kroy Biermann files for divorce from Kim Zodiac first and wants sole custody amid financial battle. Because you would know, previously reported, it was shown that Kim actually was the one that had filed for divorce. Well, it turns out that isn't the case, according to this plot twist. So let's continue. It's a plot twist worthy of a Bravo reality show amid the ongoing Kroy Biermann and Kim Zodiac divorce drama. The Post has learned he was actually the one to legally call it quits first, despite prior reports to the contrary. Filed on May 5th and seen by the Post, the divorce records state that Biermann has separated from respondent on the ground that the marriage is irretrievably broken and thereby entitling petitioner to a divorce under Georgia law. Zodiac was served a summons on Monday, May 8th. The documents go on to note that Biermann will seek the temporary and permanent sole legal and sole physical custody of the former couple's 4 underage children, Kroy Jr., Cash, Kaya, and Kane. Both parents are required to complete a domestic intake worksheet which monitor the treatment of their children over 30 days. The former NFL linebacker, 37, is also asking that the property he purchased separate from Zodiac, 44, be awarded to him fully, but is requesting that their debt be split evenly. He is also asking for alimony. Specifically, court records state petitioner shows that he should be awarded exclusive and temporary and permanent use and possession of the marital residence located at 3140 Manor Bridge Drive. Both of the Real Housewives of Atlanta alums still reside in the home despite their contentious divorce. In a separate court filing, documents show that the two owe about $1,150,000 in federal taxes. Yikes. Meanwhile, the Alpharetta home has been a sore spot since they purchased the 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom estate in 2012 for $880,000. The property faced foreclosure a few times when they defaulted on their mortgage and failed to pay taxes. It is likely based on the debt they currently carry that the home is at risk again. Zodiac and Biermann have not responded to the Post's request for comment. However, a source close to the couple tipped the Post off that Biermann was the one to file first, but Kim had wanted to get ahead of it. A separate source told the Post Zodiac thought he was more financially stable than he actually was going into marriage. Which now let's just stop here for a second. This is why, as a cautionary tale, that you get all this type of information and ask all these appropriate questions in the beginning before you start betrothing yourself to anybody. You want to have an idea of what you're working with. That includes financially. So that way you don't have any prizes that really would have stemmed from the fact that why are we discussing what you did not realize before when it comes to this? Because isn't this something you should have covered already? That doesn't mean that things couldn't have happened obviously after the fact. People do poor management all the time. But when we're talking about we thought that someone had something before they got into the situation, you would think that maybe this would have been a question you would have wanted to cover and get your proof at that time. But I digress. And let's continue. Meanwhile, on Monday, Biermann seemingly shaded his estranged wife when he updated his Instagram bio to include "My ring meant a thing," an apparent dig at the blonde bombshell Bravo Celebrity's hit single "The Ring Didn't Mean a Thing" in light of their split. Which, you know, honestly, okay, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, don't you have bigger things to be worried about? But let's continue. 5 years ago, Zodiac said divorce would never be on the table for her and her now soon-to-be ex-husband, and for some reason, I kind of think I remember that. "That's not an option in my house," Zodiac confidently stated in an October 2017 interview with Fox News, adding the primary reason why so many other housewives have faced divorce is because of the hype of TV and the publicity. Interesting that she says that, right? Because no one was on TV now, and they've had issues for quite some time. Let's continue. So she added, "I would never allow a show to impact my marriage in any way. My marriage is definitely first. Well, that's something for sure that she didn't have to worry about, right? The TV isn't that got involved. It was probably the finances and any other situations that got in the way. But you know one thing, when they say never, always leave yourself some room. I know hypothetically it's nice to say, look, we will stick through things through thick and thin, and divorce will never be an option. We will always stay together no matter what. Sometimes things happen in life that you just cannot foretell in the future. I mean, let's face it, you're making a decision to marry somebody at a current time based off of what you feel in this moment. You have no idea what's going to happen years from now. So, it's all a gamble if you ask me. So now, of course, that was what the New York Post was actually sharing about the plot twist that we now see, that apparently that was Kroy that ran to the courthouse and filed first for the divorce. Now we're moving over to page6.com, and we're going to see what they're sharing up to this ever-changing windy road of a situation. Now, page6.com shares that Kim Zolciak wanted divorce months ago, but Kroy Biermann beat her to it. So maybe this is where the confusion lied, where they thought because, hey, she wanted it, that meant she did it first. Not always necessarily, right? Let's continue. She was tardy to the courthouse. Kim Zolciak's divorce from Kroy Biermann was a long time coming, but the reality star waited too long to submit her paperwork, Page 6 has learned. A source tells us exclusively that the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum 44 had been thinking of calling it quits months ago, but just didn't tell anyone until she filed. Well, now either Biermann was told in some form or fashion, whether it was by argument or it was a slip of the tongue in any kind of conversation that was had, or he just had a feeling about it because somebody knew something was up. However, Biermann 37 was able to get to the courthouse first and file the paperwork before his estranged wife, according to documents obtained by Page 6 that list the former NFL star as the petitioner. A Fulton County court clerk confirmed to us that Zolciak's petition has not been processed. Now, this is as of May 9th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, so things may have changed since then. It has also been reported that the former Bravolevity and Biermann's money woes led to their split. However, our insider notes that those issues were not the sole reason for the divorce. Financial issues cause burdens in people's relationships, of course. That's a common thing, the source says, but it played a factor. Zolciak and Biermann reportedly owe the IRS $1.1 million in unpaid taxes, interest, and penalties for 2013, 2017, and 2018. Their Georgia mansion also went into foreclosure multiple times. However, the most recent default took place in February after the former couple failed to make payments on a $1.65 million loan they took out in 2016. The debt was ultimately settled and an auction for the lavish home was canceled. The pair's monetary restraints may not come as a surprise as both parties' streams of income have dwindled in recent years. Biermann met Zolciak as a successful NFL player in 2010. The latter had already earned a reputation on ROA for having expensive taste, and she even once admitted to losing $250,000 while gambling in the Bahamas. Lord, that's just way too much. Then in September 2016, the Buffalo Bills cut Biermann from the team, and his NFL career never recovered. He and his family were still earning a paycheck from Bravo at that time, Don't Be Tardy, which first began airing in 2012. In October 2020, however, Biermann was accused of owing his former NFL agent $22,000 in unpaid fees. Less than a year later, Don't Be Tardy was canceled after 8 seasons in May of 2021, which some may say that lasted a lot longer than it probably should have. So, again, let's continue. Zolciak and Biermann were married for 11 years and share Kroy KJ Jr., 11, Cash 10, and twins Kaya and Kay 9. The former athlete also adopted the reality star's daughters from previous relationships, as I shared earlier, Brielle 26 and Ariana 21. The exes are currently both seeking sole legal and physical custody of their minor kids, and Page 6 can confirm that they are still living under the same roof. Honestly, it's starting to feel a little bit reminiscent of the War of the Roses. If you haven't seen that movie, it was a great movie. War of the Roses. Check it out if you haven't already. This has the potential for being more contentious than what it probably already is. Or is this a legal strategy? Who knows? We'll never know. It's always an ever-winding road when it comes to these two. Yes, at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. So that is the plot twist that is being shared all around the world. And of course, I'm going to continue to keep my eye out for any more changes or any other amendments. So we'll just have to see how this goes. I'd love to know your your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about these new revelations, about this plot twist? What's your thoughts on the story as a whole? Thank you for watching. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe, be part of the family. I would so love to have you. And if you enjoy the update, appreciate the amendment, go ahead and give this video a like, because I would truly appreciate that as well. And with that, I will bid you adieu. I wish for you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, be safe, be blessed. And until next time, bye.